We are going to be looking at some creepy videos, strange and odd news stories, and as always, let's go ahead and get right into today's video. We definitely have quite a few things to get into today, especially what this individual found on the dark web that's leading a lot of people down a rabbit hole. But before we go ahead and get into that, this first creepy video comes from the Paranormal chick on TikTok.
I am so excited about this video. This was actually captured by Colorado River Expedition around May 24th on the Colorado River. They were going up the river when they saw something that looks like a Bigfoot, and it was watching them. You can glimpse the actual creature in between the trees, and then it disappears. Is this real? That's really the question. Is this a real sighting of an actual Bigfoot? Because it is absolutely phenomenal. Take a look at this footage, comment below, tell me what you think.
He's done. That's really funny.
Now, I can't 100% confirm or say that's Bigfoot, but whatever that happens to be is absolutely massive. I mean, just take a look at the arms on it. But my thing is, if Bigfoot truly does exist, why don't we see more of them naturally, given the fact that they are supposed to be very big? But it's also very possible that Bigfoot is not just a natural humanoid. It could be some kind of entity along the lines of a Nephilim, or it could be some kind of tulpa.
This is the scariest thing I've ever seen. The story I want to tell is from 2000. It's the most compelling encounter that I've seen so far. This lady was in her backyard. She had an apple tree and her apples were getting messed with every night. She hears something. She goes outside and snaps a couple photos and literally catches an image.
Oh my goodness, that is the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Dude, that's so scary. That's legit.
Dude, that looks like an orangutan.
She sends in photos to the Sarasota Police Department. What she reports is, I think there's an escaped orangutan in my yard. Here's the photos. Can you please investigate with like a zoo somewhere? Like if anyone's missing one, it's in my yard. Come deal with it. No one reported anything missing in that area anywhere near that time period.
So many things that we've shared on here that like we looked up, and a lot of the times it's kind of like 50-50 debunked or whatever. I'm looking up this one right now. 100% has not been debunked. All the depictions of Bigfoot, there's been a lot that look like that, like with the hair that come like down like that. So that's
you see
for
its
real.
foot though?
No.
At the bottom?
Let me see it.
Is it?
It's the
in the
picture
photo
you
I
sent.
sent?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, it looks like big, gorilla hands, like actual.
A Bigfoot. A Bigfoot.
Oh,
That is something known as the Florida skunk ape. They give off a very strong and unpleasant odor, and anybody that's witnessed them usually witnesses them in the Florida Everglades. But yeah, when it comes to that photo, people still to this day are trying to debunk it, but they cannot find any evidence of a hoax.
Man, y'all, I don't know. Hey, look, I just got these living scared out of me. My dog, I couldn't get him to come in. He woo, woo, woo. I don't know. Y'all take a look at it. When I was good until it started making a growling sound. Dude, I rolled. I don't know what the hell it was, and don't care what it was. I'm not going back out there. I'm not playing on this one. I'm tripping. Ollie, what are you barking at? The dog was barking hard. Man, it's a full moon tonight, yo. Full moon tonight. I don't know what the hell he's barking at. I have no idea. What the hell is he barking at? What the hell is that? What the f*** is that? What the is that, y'all? What the fuck is that?
Look, I don't blame him one bit for running the way he did. Now, someone had lightened the picture of what he captured, and this is what they saw. That video was uploaded by Robert Watt 47, and he says ever since he came across whatever this happens to be, it's been stalking him.
Update on what's been tracking me. I got my cameras in early today. I'm never going outside again after dark. If you watch it, it's going to be at the end of the video. Look to the left of the screen, you'll see a little... And I zoomed in when you kind of... before it was all good, joking, but... Somebody tell me what the hell I'm looking at. I've seen coyotes, wolves, cow, whatever. I've never seen nothing like this. Somebody can tell me what it is, or know somebody can come get it, whatever, let me know.
I have absolutely no idea what that could be. At one point, it does look more wolf-like in the face, but as it continues to move, it just looks very... Again, I have really no idea what that could be. This is definitely some very unusual piece of footage.
Alright, this right here is a shoe marketplace on the dark web, but something's off about it. The site is called The Shoeman, and it has like a bunch of shoes for sale, but every shoe has a name and an age, and the prices are actually, that one's kind of normal. The prices are really weird. Like this was $160 for some muddy flip-flops, or $170 for a pair of shoes with the toe ripped off, $189 for one boot. This one right here has just got a pencil in them. I don't know. I just feel like something weird is going on. So I am going to try to order some. I got to figure out which ones I want, but stay tuned. All right. It's about time. What's up, guys? Today we're buying shoes on the dark web. I found this site called The Shoeman recently, and they have a bunch of shoes for sale. Some of them are kind of shady. It just so happens that the one pair that fits me has the most, aura. People on Twitter were talking about luminol, so I will try to test this to see what it is. But without further ado, let's order these. Also, yeah, the likelihood that I don't get my product or my payment just gets taken is very, very high, as it always is on the dark web. Again, I do not know why the shoes have an age on them as well, but maybe we'll find out. Check out. I've never had a site on that dark web ask for my name or birthday. But also, I have no idea why it has a rental length. But that's very weird as well. I guess I'm going with 1 year rental length. Very strange. Maybe I'll learn more about that later. I gotta copy this address, paste that in. It's bizarre. I'm actually making a little bit of money here because of the conversion rate. I gotta wait for this to go through. And there we go. Submit. Okay. Transaction received. We'll email you your tracking. Okay, that's always a good sign though, because the listing for the product I got is gone, which hopefully means that I do actually get sent something. I guess we'll find out.
This video is by Thunderkeck on TikTok, and this is what people do. They buy things off the dark web, and they're seen on video unboxing them. Now, me personally, I would never buy anything off the dark web. Yes, people don't use their actual physical addresses. They use a P.O. box. But still, somebody could be waiting for you to pick up this delivery and follow you back to your home. And what is up with that rental period? What happens when the rental period is up? Do they come to your home and collect the item, and then they proceed to collect your shoes? That's a very eerie thought.
Well, it might be the ugliest shipping confirmation I've ever seen, but the dark web shoes are coming June 2nd, which is Monday. Okay, I just had to open it in a new tab. Cool. I guess we'll see what actually shows up. As most of y'all know, I ordered some shoes off the dark web, and while I was at work, I got the notification that they just got delivered. I'm headed to the P.O. box right now to go pick them up. Here we go. Got something. Sure why boots would be fragile, to be honest. Bro, there's no way I just dropped this down the stairs. That's not coming from the box. It's coming from my neighbors. Also, regardless of what's in this box, I'm going to go live on Twitch around 9 Eastern time to discuss. Okay. Oh, I need to put on gloves. Hold on. Also, I should probably wash my hands right now. Here we go. Wow. Okay, these are real. Yeah, we're gonna have to test this. The luminol gets here tomorrow. But, oh. Alright, what's up, guys? So here's where we're at currently with the boots. I just got the blacklight in the mail. For the blacklight to work, we need something called luminol. And Amazon says it should be here in a couple hours. I think I'm going to be at work by the time it gets here. But I'll show you what I learned last night. Last night I ordered some hydrogen peroxide. And when I dab some on the clean parts of the sole, nothing really happens. But when I dab it on the more suspicious parts, it does foam up. So, according to ChatGPT, there are a lot of false positives that will also cause foaming with hydrogen peroxide. So I'm waiting on the luminol to try to figure out what this is. In regards to the tape, I am going to get a VHS player. But yeah, so until that stuff comes, we just know they're dirty boots. And I'm really thinking about wearing them to work today.
So as of right now, that would be the last update. I guess he's waiting for more items to come in, like that VHS player, so he can play that VHS tape. Now, there is a good theory that the person behind this website might be a morgue worker selling off personal items from people who are deceased or family members who don't claim these items. It's very morbid, but whoever's doing this might be capitalizing off the whole mystery behind this. But that definitely does look like human substance, and seeing something like this reminds me of the Red Shoe Club. But when it comes to the Red Shoe Club, it's generally shoes that are made out of actual skin. This definitely has me curious, and I'm definitely going to go ahead and keep updated on this one.
Right, I've got a bit of a crazy piece of footage that was sent in to me by a viewer called Patrick Rogers, and it was brought to my attention by DJ. And we saw this on a live stream earlier when they sent this over to me, right? Some of their friends were out late at night in Scotland in a place called Fort Williams, and they were rolling around the road because they all had a few beers and they're having a laugh. And on Snapchat, it caught this apparition walking over their friend, okay? And it kind of glides along, and it actively looks like it looks down above her, right? Let's replay this again. Right? And look at it. This is actively moving and walking. It looks humanoid in nature. Look at it, mate. Right? What is that? And we did a bit of a comparison, and we were looking into this whole thing. I mean, Fort Williams historically has been renowned for wars and battles and all sorts going on there throughout history. And I kind of did a bit of a comparison with the surrounding area. Right, so here's the still image, okay? You got the apparition here, whatever this is. It's a humanoid figure, right? One thing to take note of, look at the right-hand side. There's a sign there, okay? And signs in the UK average between 2.6 meters to 3.6 meters tall, right? So that sign is pretty damn big, okay? And Patrick said that she is around probably about 5'3", 5'4", right? So this apparition would have to be roughly around the 7 foot mark, if not a little bit taller. If you tried to line the top of the head up with the sign there, okay? Insane. And then looking a bit closer, and as you look at the video, you can see the arm move. There's an arm here on the right-hand side. And I thought it kind of looked like something like a Knights Templar or something in nature. Like you've got the little gown, there's like a little gown over. And if you go through the video step by step, you will see it looks like something of like an old warrior or something. I don't know. People were saying it looks like an angel. There's angel wings on the back of it. It looks like a light being. It could be some sort of crazy entity, but I don't, just looking at this again, I can't get over it, mate. I've never seen something so compelling in my life. And this is fully believed. This is not CGI. This is the real deal. Something was genuinely caught here. Okay. Insane. And there's that theory where, you know, the veils are in realities are very thin at the minute. So rather than being side by side like that, they're in line. So things are crossing in and out. So it could be possibly a reason why we're seeing more UFO activity and other strange activity. Even supposed cryptids are being seen more often and paranormal stuff is going on. Look at it, mate. Look. He looks at her like that. Like, what is going on there? And then walks over and carries on. Oh, mate. You guys let me know what you think. I thought this is absolutely incredible.
That video is from the Interstellar discussion, and one thing I strongly believe is that the veil is thinning. More and more people are seeing very bizarre things. And it really makes you wonder if these organizations are pushing AI on us the way they are at such a fast rate, even though they know it could possibly doom humanity. They are pushing it out there anyway because we're going to go ahead and see more bizarre things, and they just want us to say, oh, it's just AI. But the quality of this is very good, especially given the fact of the moving and the shaking of the camera, which leads me to believe that this is something that could indeed be real. But if it is real, what exactly could this be? To me, anyway, it does look like some kind of angel.
A really creepy story about a nursing home that I used to work at like 2 years ago. So I just worked like the regular day shift. They would assign me with different residents to kind of do like one-on-one time with, kind of just keep an eye on them. We had a lot of wanderers. Anyways, they would always assign me to this one specific woman. Some really like weird, creepy stuff would always happen when I would do that one-on-one time with her. So she would say weird things a lot. She would say that there was something in the room with us. She can see someone in the corner, and that would freak me out. She would tell me that these people want me out of her room. This one specific time, this will always stick with me. So I'm doing the one-on-one time with her, and all of a sudden she starts saying the Lord's Prayer like over and over and over again, like just repeating it. All of a sudden she stops. She's looking straight forward and she's like, get out. They want you out. Get out. They want you out. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, like, so I call for like someone to come in. I'm waiting for a CNA to come in and try to figure out what's going on here. And right when she walks in, you guys, other CNA, we hear the loudest growl. Like inhuman, terrifying growl. Not even like 20 seconds after we hear that growl, her like wardrobe door opens and then shuts closed. So me and this other girl are literally just standing there like not knowing what to do. We're terrified. Woman's just sitting there while all this is happening, and all of a sudden she goes, I told you. Me and that other CNA were way too scared to be in there anymore. I'm pretty sure someone came in there and just like stayed in there with her throughout the night. I don't really know what happened because I did leave like 5 to 10 minutes after. So that nursing home is extremely old. They're extremely Catholic based there. I don't know what you want to call that. All of the residents were like nuns because it was like all women. Like, I don't know. They were nuns. So you had to refer to them by like sister. So like, I don't know if that plays like a huge part into this on why like that place could be haunted, or maybe just like her room was haunted. Cause I never really experienced anything like other than like with that woman and like in her room. I honestly believe that was that I was dealing with.
That video is from Paranormal with Liv on TikTok. Nursing homes, hospitals, they are just filled with so much energy. I worked at a hospital for a little over a year, and I can just share so many stories, not from myself, but from other people, co-workers. They have encountered such just things they can't explain.
A lot of people have encounters with these shadow people, and the interesting thing is, I don't think anyone really knows what they are. Now, I had something happen to me last night, and it's awesome that I get to kind of share this with you. So last night I woke up in the middle of the night, and standing in the corner of the room was this very tall shadow looking thing. And you know, it didn't really have a face. It didn't have arms. It was just sort of like this, shadowy, whispery figure. and it was over in the corner. It was like so tall that it actually had to hunch over with its head, tucked under the ceiling. And I could feel that it was like looking at me, even though it didn't have eyes or a face. And I just, turned the other way and I ignored it. And I just started thinking about positive things. And when I turned again and I looked in that direction, it was gone. And this is what I've spoken to and I've said before, is that, when you have these encounters, the best thing you can do sometimes is just ignore it. Do not fear it. Do not feed into it, because then you give it power. You give it energy. And so what I often do is I think of positive things to change the energy. Now, this is a story that I heard, and it actually answers one of the questions that I commonly get. What if a shadow person is nice to me? Well, there was this girl named Caitlin, and Caitlin said during this time she was going to college. And she happened to go hiking at this nature preserve that was near her dorm. And she said this one day she was out in the woods and she was hiking, and it was just like a very cloudy, gloomy day. And she noticed something like darting from tree to tree as she was walking this trail. And she got scared because she thought, like, I'm a girl, there could be like some creepy man out here or something. And she said she could notice, like, ever so often, there was this, what looked like a figure peeking out from behind the trees. And she made it off this trail as fast as possible. She goes back to her dorm. So she said that night she went to bed, and when she awoke, she said standing next to her bed was this same black shadowy figure. And over the next few weeks, she started seeing this thing everywhere. She would walk to school. She would, be in the classroom and look out the window, and this thing would appear. And she said it seemed innocent, it never really like tried to scare her or hurt her. So she thought, oh, this is, just something very friendly. And from time to time, something would roll under her bed that she was looking for or fall off a shelf. And she thought, wow, this thing is actually like very helpful. And then she said one day she awoke in the middle of the night. She looks at her hallway door, and she said there was that figure standing by the door. And she said it had almost like an arm, and it was like waving for her to follow. So she got up out of bed and she starts following this thing, and it takes her out of the dorm and it takes her all the way out to the road. And then it just stops and it stands there, and it just started like waving. And she's kind of like, what is this thing doing? And the next thing she knows, she hears like a horn honk, and she realizes I'm standing in the middle of the road. Like I almost got hit by a car. This thing tried to lure me out into the middle of the street. And so she said after that, she just started ignoring this thing, and eventually it went away. But she still thinks about how that thing tried to trick her.
Shadow people are definitely some of my favorite cryptids to talk about, as there's just like so many people that have encountered them, witnessed them, even if it's seeing shadows out of the corner of your eye, knowing something's there. And it truly makes you wonder, just by going off of his story, what is their purpose? What do they want? But in any case, thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.